This is your sports TV station in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
Good evening and welcome to Shaw High School. It's week 10 of the high school football season. Lorain here to take on the East Cleveland Shaw Cardinals. Lorain 7-2 on the year, Shaw 2-7. Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer here. And Tom, this is high school football weather.
It is, but sometimes that rain is an equalizer. You know, you're talking about the 2-7 versus a 7-2, but you know, a lot of times on a slippery grass field, rain makes a difference.
Kicking off for Shaw is number 8, Alejandro Washington. Lighty and cross deep, but that's Mincy at the 21. Dakota Mincy up across the 35 to about the 30. Let's see where they spot it. Looks about the 37. So decent field position. It is a steady drizzle, and we want to take a moment to welcome a guy that we're all grateful to see here tonight, Jim Popeil, who many of you know had an accident. Actually, it was a crime in his personal life and was in the hospital yesterday. He's home and at the game tonight, and we're glad that he's here. Welcome, Mr. Pope. Everybody loves you, and we're glad to see you. High formation for Lorain. Sturgill, the quarterback. That is Cairo Smith. And behind him is Savon Chavis. Chavis bounces it out across the 40, out to the 44. Going to have 7 yards. Titans cross everybody up. They got Dalen Dower in the slot on the far side with Tyshawn Lighty on the split out wide. Near side Davey on Dower. Again, it's Chavis behind Smith. Of course, Savon last week unavailable to the Titans. Turn, that's Cairo Smith, 45 and no more. Going to be a couple yards short of a first down.
I think they gave him 2 yards for his forward progress, and that's about it.
Yep, so it's going to be third and a full 2, right at the 45.
Third down, 2 yards to go.
And you could see a bobble there on the first handoff, Tom. So once again, it's going to be important to make sure tonight. Look at the blitz.
What a tackle by number 1.
That was Dalen Dower in the backfield, and that was we used to call that the LEL defense, Tom. They're going to send more than we can block.
And they did. They brought both A gaps hard. You can see the linebackers teeing up. As soon as they see Dalen get back there at the tailback.
So 4th down and 5. Sturgill in the shotgun. He has quick kicked from this formation several times, and I expect it again. 1 step, punt away.
Quick punt.
Gets it across down to the 30, 25, and bouncing down toward the 20-yard line. Very effective.
Yeah, quick kick. Perfect. That's one thing about the quick kick. The defense can't send everyone back and get into any kind of return because they still have to be leery of the run. And
your quarterback is your punter, and he's a one-step punter. Yeah. So both of those facts help. So Shaw will come out on offense from the first time at, let's see where they marked it. They're waiting for the football. That's why we haven't marked it yet. Looks like it's going to be at the 21-yard line.
You know, this Shaw offense will be something that Lorain has never seen, I think, all season, because they're going to come out with a double tight full eye. Okay. You know, Lorain is more geared to running that slot. I guess I'm wrong.
They've got a split. They've got 2 wides to the same side, tight end to the near side.
They do have 1 tight end.
High snap. Give is straight ahead. Not going anywhere, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
That's the thing with defenses that are geared for the spread. When teams start coming out the old school tight ends, you know, that gives you a problem.
25, Trevon Workship gets a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 1. 9:55 to go. First possession for Shaw after Titans had a 3-and-out. Antonio Wyatt over the ball. Melendez, welcome back, Nate, and McCall, high snap again, brought down. Now the quarterback goes down and is covered by Kelvin Torres.
Well, I think he saved the safety there. That ball would have gone all the way to the end zone had he not caught it.
Deshaun Davis is 6'1", they say, and that was a rebound. That wasn't a snap. Loss is going to be back to the 15, so loss of 7. Going to be 3rd and 16.
See, I think if they force Shaw into a passing game, I don't think that's their forte. Of course, they only got one defender out here with the 2 receivers.
Safety over the top. They had a man over the middle. There it is. Nice catch. And there you saw it for the first time, a slip. Yep. Tyshawn Lighty in place, but slipped coming up. Wide receiver number 12, Taylon Hollowell, for out to the 31. Give him 16 and a first down.
But that was a world-class catch, too.
Right. He had to go back behind him to get it. And again, as I say, I think Lighty might have had a play there. But
Exactly.
This is where they practice. In the middle of that field is pretty muddy. So 1st and 10 Cardinals, initial first down of the game for either team. Quarterback's going to keep it. Into the hole's going to pick up about 3.
2nd down, 7 yards.
Cairo's there second.
That's Nate Melendez walking back to his defensive end. Nate got hurt on about the 3rd play of the game last week in Bedford. And, his loss felt in the depth in the front line. Lorain having at times to bring Gabe Larsoso over to play defensive line.
Yeah, when you lose a starter that early, everything is makeshift after that.
2 receivers out here to the near side. Zion crossed 21 on one of them. Straight back, it's a handoff to the far side across the 35 to maybe. There's a flag on the play right in the middle where you're used to seeing holding. They spot the ball back at the 35, and they're going to talk it over. Holding.
Indication on the play is a holding.
But it looks like it's holding on face mask.
Correction, face mask.
It's going to be a face mask on the Titans.
5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty, but the down remains the same. So it's instead of 3rd and 6, it's 2nd and 1. And that's just a mental mistake. Made a lot of those last week.
And I think Lorain is daring them to throw the ball the way they're not bringing everything on over here. But this is the kind of the down second and short.
They're walking Chavis away, and now Zion drops back. Here's a high snap again. He double dribbles, ball on the ground. Covered there again by Torres. And Antonio Wyatt there sent somebody flying late.
Loss on the play, about 8 yards.
Yeah, that'll be their downfall. They can't get that snap set.
3rd and 9 now. And that's why 3rd and 1's there, 2nd and 1's important. Because it is possible to lose yards. And now it's back to a more advantageous spot for the defense. Out to the far side, that's Mekhi Curry all the way out on the corner. Safety over is Mincy. Looks to throw that way. Under pressure. That's a lateral. That's a live ball. Savon Chavis is going to pick it up. Savon Chavis is down inside the 10, rolled out down at about the 7. Call it the 6. First break of the game goes to the Titans. Savon Chavis picks up not a good decision by the Shaw quarterback. Trying to lateral out of a sack.
Trying to make something out of nothing, but sometimes you don't get anything when you try to do that.
Sometimes chicken salad, sometimes chicken feathers. Or cardinal feathers, as the case may be. Titans in business. Just like happened at the beginning of the game last week, they capitalized on a Bedford turnover early.
Actually, it was 2 in the first 5 minutes.
They had the one that they scored initially on, and then the pick 6. So timeout Shaw, the quick change, and they weren't prepared for it.
8:43 remaining in the first quarter. The score. Your Cardinals 0, the Titans 0.
6:43 to go in the first quarter. Tom, we didn't talk at all about the significance of this game. Titans are 7-2. 8-2 is just about a sure thing for them in the playoffs.
99%.
7-3, still probably, but you need some more help otherwise.
And, it's going to be. Last week would have been the case where if they would have won, maybe they would have pushed themselves up into the middle of the pack. But they're going to be guaranteed with a win here, I think, a 99% chance. But it's going to be a good team from Toledo or a good team from Columbus.
It looks like one of the big games that they're rooting for actually is the team that they probably would play. Toledo Whitmer hosting Findlay tonight. Now, Findlay is 4-5, but with a win over a 9-0 Toledo, Whitmer has the chance to jump us with a loss. Titans come out now, 1st and goal on the 6. I formation, it's Cairo Smith and Dalen Dower. No blitz indicated here, unless it's going to come from the near side. Straight back, Sturgill throws the fade. Davion Dower with a one-handed catch.
Beautiful
to
catch.
the house.
Touchdown, Titans.
There's the kind of play you want to start things off. One play, 6 yards, 3-second drive.
Attempt after touchdown.
And the Titans capitalize on the pass. And Davion Dower with a little bit of that's a Sports Center top 10. He went up with one paw, pulled it down. Blake Bartlome out of the hold of M.J. Nolan. The tank, Isaiah McDowell, is the center. Snap backs high, good spot, kick is true. Almost caught an umbrella on the way down. So 7-0 Titans. And the Bartlome saga continues.
I don't know how many he had in a row, but there was a couple from one game and then moved into the next game. He had 6 or 7 or 8 in a row there, which is maybe the new Lorain record.
He had 5 last week, didn't he? 7?
7.
Okay. I'm trying to...
7 in a row, I think that's maybe what we're indicated.
He had a couple that drew some yellow paint on the crossbar.
Two of those hit a bar and took the positive bounce.
We're going to put a horseshoe in his back pocket so he has a little bit more behind the kick. Blake is listed on the roster, so you know what we're talking about, as 106 pounds.
That's because that's his wrestling weight class, but I don't think he weighs over 104 or 5.
Well, if he's 106, a couple of that is his hair. But first year out for football, and Blake's having a lot of fun with it, and we're glad that he's a part of this team. He's made a positive contribution. Now M.J. Nolan goes from holder to kicker, and he'll kick for the Titans going from left to right, or to the parking lot end of this facility if you're familiar with Shaw Stadium. Nolan, boot is away, and it's high, and it's end over end, going to hit at the 15, roll down to the 10, picked up there. Brought to the near side, but not very far. That was number 11, Rayvon Ramsey. And
I'm glad that was a Shaw number 11 rather than a Bedford number 11.
Tyshawn Brown, number 88, one of the first down for Lorain. Good coverage. Let's see where they put it this time. Looks like they want to call it the 14. The lines are a little bit faint in that part of the field, and we don't have the best angle. So we'll go 1st and 10 at it's at the 15 where looks like where the chains are. In any event, it's 1st and 10 for Shaw, trailing for the first time at 7-0. Number 5, Deshaun Davis, the quarterback, and he's got nobody back there with him. High snap again, quarterback draw. Wyatt had him, got a piece. There's a flag on the play as he's whistled down at about the 20 for about 5. But we've got a procedure call, it looks like, against Shaw. It looked like somebody might have been dancing before the music started.
Antonio set him all off of his course because I think he wanted to go a little bit further outside until Antonio turned him back in.
Right. And of course, I'm sure that the Titans spent a lot of time tackling this week because that was, the combination of bad tackling and AstroTurf with great athletes made Bedford, exceptional offense. Of course, Lorain scored 48 as well. But it goes back to 1st and 15, and Davis is back inside his 5 to take the snap. Snap back, going to throw the bubble screen, incomplete.
Ball incomplete.
And there's the gription given out on number 2, Jaden Williams, 5'7", 155-pound wide receiver. Titan defense, Mincy and Lighty are the safeties. Middle backers, Cairo Smith, 9'51", Kelvin Torres. Savon Chavis, 32, and Davion Dower, number 2. Mekai Curry and Zion Cross are the corners. 3 receivers to the near side. tight end, wide receiver out to the far side with Curry. Straight back looking near side, under pressure now, steps up, got a big hole. Closed quickly. Nice job there by Malik McCall, to come up and shut things down when it looked like it was going to go. Instead of what looked like a gain of 10, it maybe a gain of 3.
I think that's what enticed him to run the ball until he's seen those linebackers close.
He did a good job on the outside rush, turning around. Officially, we'll call it 3rd and 10, 5:30 to go, first quarter. Clock is ticking. Different quarterback now. This is Alejandro Washington. Calls out the signals. Titans jump around. High snap, nice rebound. Chavis gets off the block, but the quarterback broke contain. He's got a man out here, complete. That's going to be a huge gain down to about the 35.
All the way down to the 35-yard line.
Once the QB broke contain, once the QB broke contain, we had a problem. Jaden Williams then fought for extra yardage down to the 34.
That might have been a touchdown save. It was Curry there.
What we didn't have was the ball was in the air for a long time and nobody reacted to it. So credit Shaw with a play and credit Washington with getting outside the pocket and making a play. He takes the snap at the 40 right now, 1st and 10. Shaw across the 50. Motion. That was Williams, gives straight ahead. Not much there. That was Kelvin Torres and a little bit of a slip. 25 Worship is the ball carrier. He got nothing, and he likes it.
Like I said, when I started out the program here, I thought they were going to be in a double tight full eye, but they surprised everybody, maybe even themselves, with all this the passing they're doing.
Now they put 2 receivers out to each side. Worship alongside Washington for Shaw. McDowell on the line here on this end for the Titans. Motion. You've got to worry about the jet sweep till he gets by. There's a fade pattern, one-on-one, nobody looking. Zion Cross was out there in great position, doing just the way he's coached, make them throw the ball through you.
Yes.
But he's got to look for it. But the ball was a little bit overthrown, and Zion's hindrance of the vision makes it 3rd and 10.
Yeah, we used to coach his defensive backs to look in the ear hole, and then when he turned, you turned. And I don't think the Shaw receiver actually really turned that far.
Offensive tackle on this side, Tom.
Awful big.
7, Charlie Roscoe, 6'3", 350.
Awful big.
2 receivers to each side. Worship in the backfield as the personal protector. Washington all day to throw. Lighty almost had it, and then Curry almost had it. They had the 2 best looks. It was intended for Williams. 4th and 10, and we'll see what they decide here.
They're exchanging their line.
Well, they're bringing in the cover guys like they're going to punt it, but they're inside the 35. So I think I would play defense here. They've got an uncovered receiver out here to the near side. They're in kind of a...
They're uncovered receivers on both sides, actually.
Nobody deep for the Titans. That's fine. Washington 1 steps it away. Angling to the sideline. Hits on the track. It's going to be between the 10 and the 15, I would guess.
Ball out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Correction. Moving up.
I think right at the 10.
Place down at the 10.
Well, that puts Lorain with a chance of a 90-yard drive.
After a 6-yard drive for a touchdown. So Titans' 3rd possession. First possession 3 and out. Second possession 1 and in. And it's 7-0 Lorain. 3:46 to go. And this is must-win Friday for Lorain. The conference title is pretty much out of the wood, barring a huge upset.
I think it's Warrensville at Bedford tonight.
But Titans having some trouble getting 11 on offense. Now Cross in on the far side. Lighty inside of him. I formation, Dower behind Smith.
Here comes the
Shaw,
blitz.
here comes they're showing 7. Bubble out to Lighty. Lighty tries to look for a block. They had 2 men to block. He gets away, going to gain a yard, but all on individual effort as Shaw defends that rather well. Good read by Sturgill in counting the number of guys up in the line and getting rid of it quickly. But Shaw needed a play to be made on the outside, and their corner did do that. Now Cross is on the far side. Cairo Smith alone in the backfield. It's Lighty, it's Dower, Lighty, and Nolan out here to the near side. Turn, Cairo Smith has it, and they have him.
Stop at the play.
Right at the line, Marshawn Melton, 61.
Up 3 yards.
Spot him at the 11.
Cardinal defense.
In the background, you may hear the Shaw Field announcer. He's a little bit exuberant with some of his spots. He had the punt out of bounds at the 3, and that's going to be at worst a no gain, and he had them losing 3 or 4 there.
3rd down, 9 yards.
3rd and 9 still for the Titans. 2:35 to go first quarter, clock ticking. Titans could really use a first down here because they don't have to punt from their own end zone. Nolan out, Davion Dower, the touchdown scorer, in. I formation, it's Dalen behind Cairo Smith. Turn. End around. Zion Cross beats the man he has to beat at the goal line. Cuts it up. Got a block from Lighty. 20, 22.
I think
first
that's
down
enough for the first down.
Zion Cross with the end around. Needed 9, got 10.
Burst on the play.
And he was back in the goal, in the end zone.
So you're going to dip back to give ground to make ground.
And most guys, you'd say, what's he doing? But I knew that Zion was going to outrun the lineman. And it was big 61, Marshawn Melton, the man that made the play on the previous down, who was chasing him. So, twin receivers to the far side. This is Dalen Dower. Tries to bounce it out, not getting anything. Back to the line and maybe a yard.
Great defensive play by the Cardinals. No gain on the play. Second down, 10 yards to go.
You got to believe that Shaw's strategy is we want to be where number 11 is.
Yeah, this is the same thing Maple Heights did, if you remember a couple games ago. They shut down Dalen Dower,
right?
But then Sturgill threw 3 touchdown passes.
Right. Turn. Fake to Dalen. Justin rolls out. Justin's got a man out here, too wide for Lighty. 3rd and 9.
3rd down, 9 yards to go.
Minute 18, the first clock stopped.
Come on, Cardinal fans, make some noise!
That was a play where I think Justin had more time than he thought he did, and especially in this wet turf, he needs to stop and get the feet set.
It was a nice pass, just a yard or 2 over his head.
Shotgun formation now. Smith and Dower in the backfield. Twins to the near side, Cross alone on the far side. Shaw bouncing in and out again, backs out, looks like a 4-man rush, straight back for Justin. Justin's got an out, just
complete, 4th down!
Might have had to get rid of that before he was ready. Davion Dower had never came out of his break, and that's who he was looking at. So 4th and 10, Titans get a first down and stall out on the 22.
4th down, 9 yards to go.
Minute 14, and Sturgill will be in punt formation, traditional punt formation this time. Now he comes out, and Nolan comes in to boot the ball. MJ Nolan.
There's a new little wrinkle that's the first that I've seen all season.
Nolan played outside linebacker the entire game last week with Chavis out. Good snap. Nolan one step and boots it away, and it's a spinning kick. Hits at the 50, bounces down to the 45. Cairo Smith picks it up there, and they're going to down it right at the 45 with 1:06 to go.
45-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinals on the 45-yard line.
So there's 1:06 to go first quarter. Lorain on top. They capitalized on a Shaw fumble and took it in on one play from 6 yards on a fade pass to Davion Dower, who brought it down with just the right hand. Only showing off a little bit, huh?
Not only the right hand, the correct hand.
Yes, the proper hand. Now, both of these guys have been in the backfield as quarterbacks. This is Davis, 5 and 8. Washington. Looks like Washington's going to take the snap. Twins to each side now motion. And again, as I say, you have to worry about the jet sweep. There's the bubble screen that was really more of a lateral. He runs into a passel of Titans.
They just had too many defenders over there for that to
Took
work.
too long. Melendez and Wyatt were out there from their defensive line positions, along with Cairo Smith, who might have been spying. And you can see the Titans as they get up from some of these tackles with the field. And Cairo's getting a wad of mud picked out of his face mask right now by Davion Dower.
But actually, the field is not in bad shape for the 10th game of the season.
And as we say, it's their practice field, too. We are at one of the elementary schools here in East Cleveland. This stadium has been around since 1923. The Cleveland Rams played here for a season back in the 30s prior to moving to Cleveland Municipal Stadium. They fake the bubble screen, throw it over the middle. That's a buddy pass.
Yeah.
Talon Howell short-armed it because he heard Dakota Mincy coming, and
I thought Dakota was going to have his, what would that be, the 9th
number
interception
8,
of the year?
He's got 7.
7 already. I think he's leading the Lorain area. The Journal area, whatever their coverage is.
3rd and 10 for Shaw now, right at the 45 with 12 seconds to go. Davis changes sides. Washington is the quarterback. There's some movement in the backfield there.
Preliminary call, legal procedure.
I didn't see anybody, but I saw number 5 rocking. So that'll take it back to the 40, 3rd and 15 with 11 seconds. They lost a tick there when they shouldn't have.
Down on the 40-yard line.
It's going to be on the 40. Official holding the ball, trying to keep it dry. It's not doing anything more than misting. It's one of those things that if you were outside doing something, you'd finish up what you were doing because it's not raining enough just to be annoying.
It still makes for a slick ball.
Right. And cold bodies. Snap back.
Here comes Cairo Smith.
Over the middle. Oh! That was Tyshawn Lighty, and it hit him in a bad spot, the number.
Right square in the chest. Yeah. He might have been tipped a little bit from the offensive receiver.
I think he lost a look because it went through the receiver in Mincy. Cairo Smith making him throw maybe a little bit quicker than he was short stepping. It's 6 seconds to go as the Cardinals come into punt formation. Now this time I'm assuming they're gonna. They lined up the last time on hour 34 to kick. That's where our deep backs are. That's Mincy and Lighty. Number 8, Washington, the quarterback, is the punter. Good snap. One steps it down low, bounces over toward Mincy, who walks away from it. It's going to roll across the 20 and down to the 19. Got about 15 yards worth of roll there.
That should be a quarter here pretty soon.
And that'll do it. We've played one at Shaw. Lorain 7, Cardinals nothing. Back with more after this timeout.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer back here at Shaw Stadium in East Cleveland, Ohio. The Titans, taking advantage of a Shaw turnover, went in from 6 yards out and lead 7-0. They have the ball once again, this time 1st and 10 right at the 20 of Lorain. Sturgill under center with only Dower behind him as Cairo Smith is on a wing to the far side.
That's a little new formation.
Yes, it is. We have it right on the straight back, looking to throw, does throw, throws it behind Lighty, incomplete. Justin was thinking back shoulder and Tyshawn wasn't.
10 yards to go.
Got to get him on the same page, 2nd and 10.
That's the second pass. A long time ago, I think somebody went out when the pass went in and vice versa here. Yeah, but quarterbacks and receivers, you got to do the same read.
Lighty, that's Dower behind, toss sweep. Student body to the right. Dalen bounces off a first tackler. He's going to get, this is going to be a long run for him tonight. He's got 2.
That takes him back to about even, though.
That's number 53 on the tackle.
Well, let's see. Give him 3 on that one, Tom.
Yeah.
Out to the 24.
3rd down, 6 yards to go.
The announcer gave him 4. Same formation. Turn, toss this way. Cutting it up behind Mikey Harrell. Makes a cut back and is hit by one of the guys on the interior. And I see a Shaw Cardinal pointing. Ball security on a wet night. Now they're unstacking. I didn't see an indication and the clock hasn't stopped, so got to worry about the ball and the spot. Rayshawn Rogers, it looks like, came up with the ball. Now, where's it spotted? 1st down, Titans.
Official timeout.
They moved the sticks as well, so he got right to the 30-yard line. So 10 yards in the last 2 carries for Dalen, and the offense moves the chains. Again, there's an I formation. You know who that is? That's Isaiah McDowell is the up back, it looks like. Or is it Mikey Harrell? It's one of the smaller guys. Maybe it's Mikey. He was in on the toss sweep the last time. And it is. He tries to pick off a man over the middle intended for Lighty. Lighty does a great job defending, knocking the ball away from Deshaun Murphy as Justin felt the pressure from the outside. The blitzing linebacker bounced off of Harrell and got around and made him get rid of it without stepping into the throw.
And Lighty became a defensive back there for a
Lighty
second.
was open low, but the pass was high. Now it's Savon Chavis. And this is Wildcat. This is Dower at quarterback with Mincy and Chavis on either side of him. Let's see what they do. Give straight ahead, or does Dower have it? Dower's got the ball. Dower's out for about 3 and may have.
That's a new quarterback on the field, number 11 with the carry.
Going to give him 3 here, out to the 33. New look for Lorain. First time they've done that. Looks like they're going to stick with it. Dower faked the handoff to
3rd down, 6.5
Chavis.
yards to go for 1st.
Yeah.
They gave Dower 4 on the play. Now there's a whistle. Timeout, Shaw.
Shaw wants to discuss how they're going to cover
Too many athletes in the backfield.
Play in the half. Shaw, 0.
So 10:27 to go in the half. Lorain 7-0. And, Tom, this is a wrinkle we haven't seen here.
No.
It's week 10. And what it does is it gives you a lot more scary setup in the backfield for the defense, as Justin Sturgill is not a major running threat. Justin gets yards in a game. He's had up almost 100 in one game, but it was as an afterthought.
Well, it's after that option. You know,
right.
Everyone's covering your pitch man, you're covering your fullback, and Justin was making good yardage at one game, and a few times he's picked up the big yards.
And then when they're in the I formation with the fullback, you're pretty much limited to both A gaps.
Yes, with him.
Yeah, so you've got 3 across, and any one of them can go anywhere.
Well, I remember the game where when Dalen was hurt and Mincy came in and got his 100 yards.
Right.
So he's a running that you can trust.
Same formation. Dower will be the Wildcat quarterback. He's between Chavis on the far side, Mincy on the near side. That's Nolan out on the far side, and over here is Lighty. Going to run the option. Dalen cuts it up, cuts it back, got hogtied is the word I would use, up high, out across the 35 to the 37. Going to be 4th and 4 for Lorain.
3 yards to go.
And again, they come out quickly in it.
Like they're going for it. Come on, Cardinal fans, make some noise.
I don't think he's the quick kicker, so we're going to get a run here.
Yeah, and he's going to run the option, and he's going to get a first down and get out to the 45.
A little bit more.
Dalen Dower, and you know what? I'm kind of concerned. Justin Sturgill had his ankle heavily wrapped last week, and he didn't punt the last time it was MJ Nolan. So I don't know if this was part of the plan or if Justin is trying to shake something off on the sideline. I'm looking for him, and he's limping. No, that's not him. I'm looking for Justin on the sideline between plays, unable to find him. He's back. Looks like he's walking okay, so this must have been part of the plan. Now there's a whistle, timeout, Lorain.
Well, we thought there was a lot in the box before, but without Justin throwing the ball, there's going to be 9.
Yeah, it's like Jack in the box. It's full. So it's 1st and 10 Lorain at the 44 of the Titans. They took it at the 20, and they've made 2 first downs, and it's been all Wildcat so far with Dalen Dower as the quarterback. Last year when we said Dower the quarterback, it was his brother Davion who started the season as the number 1 guy. Now they come out there in the same look. Way out here to the near side is Tyshawn Lighty. Now, Dalen's got gloves on, so I don't know if he's practiced throwing the ball, and I don't know if he's practiced throwing the ball with gloves on. We went last year and watched Eddie Williamson on a night like this, and he was at John Carroll, a wide receiver. They wanted him to throw the ball, and he didn't take the gloves off, and he threw a punt. Dalen, near side, just going to bring it down and cut it up. This is single wing football. Gain at 1.
Yard line. Great defensive play by the Cardinals.
But this is not Lorain's ball because there's no deception in there.
Right.
You know, you need to fake to the fullback to pull the linebackers in and those kind of things.
Lighty out, Nolan in. I think that's just for blocking. Nolan a better blocker.
9 yards to go.
2nd and 9. Now they've got Cross out in the slot, out inside of, and here comes Dower again and cuts it up inside. He's going to slide down right around the first down marker. They're going to spot him for a first down and move the sticks, so give him 9.
1st and 10 Titans.
And I'm telling you, they're getting to the stick. They're not going past it if they don't have to.
Right up there.
So ball spotted at the 46 now of Shaw with 8:50 to go in the half.
That's his 9th carry so far for 35 yards.
Dalen gives straight ahead. That's Carlos.
There's
Savon Davis. Savon's got a big run. Savon's down inside the 25. From the 46 to the 25, it's going to be 21 yards.
1st and 10 Titans.
And that's what had to happen in order for them to open up everything else. Now Mikey Harrell is in, along with Dalen and Dakota Mincy. Now that's Cross in the slot on the far side, the short side of the field. Dalen takes the snap, gives it straight ahead. That's Harrell. He stood up right at the line of scrimmage and then nailed. No gain for Harrell.
No gain on the play.
They're trying to run that zone read, it looks a little bit to me like. Now Chavis back for Harrell. They gave him a blow after his run. Missed a couple of days of practice because of his illness, so maybe his conditioning isn't where it was. Under 8 minutes to go in the half now. Mincy on the near side, Chavis on the far side. Dower puts the foot up, gives to Mincy. Mincy straight ahead for about 3.
Yeah, well.
Gain of 3 yards. 3rd down, 7 yards to go.
3rd and 7 for the Titans. I'm sure they're in 4 down 10. They're going to give him, they're actually going to give him 2. So make it 3rd and 8.
You wonder how much they practiced this for,
They practiced it for Bedford, and they didn't have Chavis. Turn, whistle, we weren't set. That one's on us. Procedure against Lorain. Going to take it back 5 yards. First penalty on the offense tonight. They had a inadvertent face mask on the defense earlier. It's going to make it 3rd and 13. They wind the clock. commitment to the Wildcat is when you're in it on 3rd and 13. High snap. Dower wants to throw. Dalen lofts it out to his brother. Dower to Dower to the house. 28 yards. Dower to Dower. Haven't had to say that this year, huh?
Because you thought it would be the other way around.
Yes. The kid that played quarterback last year. So with 7:03 to go in the half, it's Blake Bartlome at the left end, and this is the end with the funny stories, Tom, because this is the end with the wall up close.
Yeah, I got it, yeah.
Nolan the holder, good snap, ball back, placed up, whack. There's going to be a roughing the kicker.
And there's a flag on the play.
Running into, roughing.
The kicker on the
so that'll
Cardinals.
move it half the distance to the goal. And as that 106 pounds went down.
Penalty will be assessed half the distance to
Now
the goal.
Coach McFarland with a decision to make here. Now they didn't mark it off. Now they'd move it down to the 1, with a little bit more than half the distance. With the ball spotted there, you might think that they'd take a look at going for it. Bartlome. The snap was slow that time, and there were a lot of birds in the backfield. Better. Ball down, kick away. And it's true. You can't shake that kid.
The kicks are getting longer and stronger.
Well, that was because of the mark-off.
Well,
No,
yeah,
but you know what? That tells you what kind of kid Blake Bartlome
Yeah.
is. He just got knocked upside down and stepped up and knocked it through.
I attribute that to some of his wrestling where, you do get roughed up around and you still have to compete.
Well, and it's he's not just a kicker anymore. He's becoming a football player. 14-0 Titans, 7:03 to go, and it's Dower with 2 scores. That's Davion Dower. And 1 on a 6-yard pass from Justin Sturgill, and 1 on a 28-yard pass from little bro, Dalen Dower. Nolan will get the ball from the official, place it in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. Remember when they used to have the little X there on the middle of the 40-yard line for kicking? Show the kicker where to put the ball. I think the slickest spot on the field is that Cardinal right in the middle. That's almost dirt. Nolan, boot away, low kick down to about the 12. This is number 12, Hollowell. Hollowell makes the move, got a hole. Hollowell's going to take it 88 yards.
Yes, he was.
No flags. No flags.
Cardinal Nation with 6.
So that took 15 seconds.
Yeah, but took Lorain 6 minutes on that long drive of theirs.
And it's 14-6, and Shaw coming out to attempt the extra point. Number 22, Martin Romero is the kicker.
As they attempt the point after touchdown.
You know, there were breakdowns last week in the kickoff coverage, and it really comes back tonight to bite them as the wet turf, along with a nice aggressive cut from Hollowell, and he was gone. Williams the holder. Romero the kicker. Ball down, kicking up, and blocked. No good. So 14-6, Titans remain on top.
I didn't see who came in on that.
I didn't either, because it didn't get very high.
Your Cardinals 6 and the Titans 14.
I think they came off of the right defensive end, but I didn't see the numbers.
The Titans worked real hard for that last score, taking it 80 yards, all in the Wildcat. Everything on the ground except the last play, which was the 28-yard score.
But it answered the question, could he throw a pass with his gloves on?
Sure did. I mean, and he was, he threw it into Cardinals.
I think that was more of a kind of that basketball, go up and catch the ball,
here
rebound
you go,
kind of thing.
Go get it.
Yeah.
So now Shaw will put it in play. This is which kicker? Number 5, Davis. He's the longer and straighter of the two. He's going to spot it in the middle. Titans lined up at the 50. Lighty and Cross are deep. Next level, Harrell, Mincy, Chavis, and Dalen Dower.
Okay.
Set to go, ball marked ready for play, and here we go. Spinning kick down to Zion Cross at about the 16. Zion makes a move. Zion's got open field to the near side. Zion Cross out to the 40, stutter steps. He's out to the near the midfield stripe. Again, no flags. It's going to be spotted.
One thing, if you're covering an LEL game, you see some athletes, don't you?
Oh, my goodness.
6:38 remaining in the half.
Let's see. They still haven't spotted the ball. And we can't see where the official on the near side is because of the Cardinal bench.
Looks like he's just on about the 49, just
well, these
inside.
guys have been very big at spotting it on the line.
Makes it easier and everyone around.
Here comes the kicking tee. And I think they're going to put it right on the 50. That's where the chain is. So let's see what we get. We get the Wildcat again. Now Rogers talking to Dower. Maybe he's telling him some secret he overheard. But again, as you said, now this brings everybody up. They do have a safety because of the last pass. Chavis bounces it to the outside. Chavis down to the 45. There's a flag. It's going to be holding, I'm sure.
Without nullifying, nice little run.
Yeah.
Indication says holding on the play.
I think it was the wide receiver. I think from his reaction, I think they got Nolan.
That's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
So it's 10 yards from the
First down, 20
mark it off
yards to
from the
go
line.
first.
I'm not sure what happens. They toss the official his flag. He's back to the 40-yard line. First and 20. 6:31 to go in the half. Titans by 8. And Justin Sturgill has not been seen nor heard since the first quarter. That's Mincy. Mincy got 5. Ducked under a tackle, maybe the 46. Let's see where they spot him. No, they're going to spot him back at the 44 for 4 yards. Interesting. Snap to Dower. I don't think we were set that time, and there's the flag. Dalen gets hit after about a 2-yard gain. Flag on the near side, and it's going to be procedure yet again.
And that's one thing about getting a new person back in there making calls. You know, when Justin comes out there, sometimes there's 10, 15 seconds while he's looking over the defense and calling. No, everyone has to adjust. Not just the center and the running back.
So they're going to take it back to the 39. It's going to be second and long.
Second down,
21.
25 yards to go.
Honest, it's 21. You got 2 math teachers sitting here. Dower looks to the sideline. What do you got on second and 21 for me, Coach?
Run the ball.
Dalen fakes it, pulls it out. Dower on the option, gets a couple, not much more.
No, he's one step away from breaking that, though. Yeah.
It's a third down and a plethora to go for first.
Plethora?
Ah, that's one of my words. I don't think that's proper usage, though.
No.
I think the proper term here is country mile, as it's third and 19. Titans wasting good field position to this point as Cross brought the kickoff to the 50, and we haven't been there since. Whistle timeout. This timeout looks like it's on the officials, and I'm not sure what the situation is. I'm looking for Justin. Justin's still on the sideline with his helmet on, but it's raining, so I'd have my helmet on too. He's not up on the line next to the coaches, so.
He's standing there. He's not sitting down nursing anything.
Right. So Dalen's got him up to the line in the gun. Toss sweep. Chavis wants to throw. Savon Chavis has got Davion Dower. He dropped the football. Little bit of a hand stuck in there by Hollowell. Great throw by Chavis, but knocked away, and Dower couldn't hold on. 4th and 19 rather, at the 41.
I think maybe if that was a 1 yard longer, he might have caught it.
I think if it was 1 yard longer, he might have caught it and taken it in.
Makes it 4th down, Cardinal fans. We need some noise, Cardinal Nation!
Now that's Nolan. This is the indication to me that something's wrong with Justin, is that MJ Nolan is once again going to punt. From the 41, he's back on the 27. High snap, he brings it down, one steps it away, end over end kick right at the receiver, hit and then dropped right on in his tracks. The Tank got the second one, but that was Cairo Smith first on Jaden Williams, the wide receiver. So 1st and 10, Shaw with 4:52 to go in the half. Plenty of time. The Cardinal have one timeout if it comes down to that. Titans come out now with McDowell and Big Tone and Melendez across the front. Second line, Davion Dower, Cairo Smith, Kelvin Torres, and Savon Chavis. Mekhi Curry down here alone, gives straight ahead to the tailback. Got 3-4. Looked like there was no hole there, and he found one, found a seam. Melendez and Wyatt there, along with Cairo Smith. Oh, what is that? That looks like a red rag. It looks like an old red penalty flag like they used in the AFL. So 2nd and 6.
6 yards to go. 4:24 remaining in the half.
Under center, here's your I formation. Straight back wanting to throw. Got a man out here. This is a touchdown if it's caught. Oh, short arm.
Over his head, yes.
Mekhi Curry was beat to the outside. Mincy didn't get over to the sideline. And that was a sellout to that fly pattern right there. So they had seen something.
Yes.
Because he didn't look anywhere else. He took 3 steps and heaved it down the sideline. Clock stopped, 4:13 to go. 3rd and 6. Now Dower in for Curry. That's Dalen Dower in for Curry. So he's played tailback, slot man, quarterback, and safety. Now he's playing corner. He's out here one-on-one with Williams.
Last year's freshman position. He and Chavis was both cornerbacks.
Turn, rolling near side. Williams pulls it down. Now he throws. Mincy to the 50 and out of bounds. That's, did I see? Yeah, Dakota Mincy, yes. Number 8. Dakota Mincy.
Yeah. 8 interceptions.
And I'm stunned. I don't know that was a called pass. Because I watched the wide receiver out here.
Yeah.
I watched the wide receiver, and he went down and stopped. And I think he wanted to block on a rollout run, and the quarterback saw that he wasn't going to make the first down and decided to throw it. And Mincy was the one that saw it. So 4:06 to go. Titans set up again at midfield. Let's see what we get this time. Davion Dower is over near the bench. Now, Zion Cross jogging in to come out on the near side in the slot inside of Nolan. Dower, the quarterback, between Chavis and Lighty now. Turn, fake. Dower keeps it, follows Chavis into the hole for about 4. You know, an expression that we used to have in basketball was pressure burst pipes, and that's what this is doing. Is, you know, Davion's not getting a lot, but the pounding. It's always more on the defense than it is on the offense. 2nd and 6, straight back. Davion got nothing there. There's a whistle. There's finally a flag. Offside Shaw.
Well, he's trying to time that blitz of his. You know that he did it way back there in the first quarter.
But that time he was past David Larson when the ball got, I guess on the far side, I guess it was Alzier, got by Yusuf, and it's going to be 5 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. I know they've got some athletes, but there's nobody that quick back there. So 2nd and 1, and you can't say that the whole playbook's not open after he threw a 28-yard pass to Big Bro. There it is, Savon, 1st down and more. Savon inside the 30. Chavis lowers his shoulder down to the 25. Give him 16.
16 on a carry.
1st and 10 right at the 25. 3:18. Clock stopped while they moved the chains. Titans ready to roll here. Dalen. That's Tyshawn Lighty. Jumps through a whole whistle. We weren't set yet again.
See, they're just not used to playing fast without Sturgill in there as a calming influence.
And I'm sure that that's what he's hearing now from Coach McFarland is don't be in such, hurry, but don't rush. Because we had them to the line the whole time they were moving the chains. So all he's got to do is get him set. He's picking up his foot and telling Rayshawn he's ready too soon. 1st and 15 at the 30, 3:01 clock ticking.
But in his defense, this is the first time he's really done this steady. Once or twice, but this is the
whole quarter of it. That's better. Fumble, no? Yeah, handoff never made, and I think Shaw's going to have that. Dower and Lighty missed connection, and it's going to be Shaw's ball at the 29. Not sure who picked that one up, but you could see that the handoff wasn't clean.
The Wildcat, 99% of the time when a kid comes into a Wildcat, all he does is run the ball, rather than now he's running an offense. He's running reads and everything else.
So now the Titans will go back to defense with 2:44 to go. Shaw at the 29. I formation, tight end to the near side, wide receivers to each side. There was a movement there that they missed. Give straight ahead. That's going to be a nice first. That's going to be another first down. That was Davis.
I think Torres rode him for 6 or 7 yards before he brought him down.
And that's what we saw last week was the hold on rather than the hit.
10 yards on the play.
And they'll wind the clock as they spot it right at the 39, 1st and 10. Again, tight end to the near side. I formation. Titans try to time the snap. Bounced outside by Davis. Breaks a tackle. Again, a non-wrap up. Mekai Curdy rides him down to the 45 of Lorain.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
They guessed wrong. They blitzed to the wrong side, and then there was a glancing blow, and nobody wrapped up, and Davis got 16 on that one.
There's 2 A gaps, and you got to gamble which one they're coming through.
And you send Big Tone to the other one. I formation again, tight end to the near side. Same formation the whole drive. Snap, wants to throw, looked for the tight end, and they're going to go.
You know what that was? Just he hit the defenseless receiver, yes, but
that's bad luck. That's going to be on
Torres, I think.
It's going to be 2 of them. It's going to be a personal foul on Kelvin Torres, and then somebody said something.
Yeah.
The Titans.
Personal foul, and that's just bad luck because dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct
against the Titans.
We can narrow that down to about 10 guys, but that's going to take it from the 44, from the 46 to the 16. It's going to put it in the red zone.
Yeah.
Because one was during the play and the other was dead ball, so they both get enforced. They can talk about it all they want, but
so Lorain doesn't know that. They're kind of lining up on the 30, waiting for that. Fisher's going to walk right by him.
Yep. And let's not forget, Shaw's going to get the ball to start the second half. There's the first one.
Double penalty.
They're going to take it to the 15.
Foul.
And once again, the emotion costs them. I mean, the personal foul was a bad break. Opening your mouth in that situation in the 10th game, shame on you.
1:54 remaining in the half.
Tight end to the far side now, I formation, 1st and 10 at the 15. Washington turns, hands off to Davis. Davis hitting the backfield. And that's how emotion helps you.
It's a host of tacklers over there.
Cairo Smith was there, along with Kelvin Torres. Whistle timeout Shaw, 1:44 to go, and it's their last timeout. So that was the kind of play you need to make. That's how you play with emotion.
Yeah, defense with gang tackling always beats out over missed tackling down the field.
Don't forget at halftime you'll be supplied great entertainment.
So right now, Titans with a touchdown pass in the first half on a one-play drive, 6 yards after a fumble recovery. Davion Dower from Justin Sturgill. Then we went almost a full quarter without a score. And Titans go 80 yards in the Wildcat. Dalen Dower with a 28-yard pass to his brother Davion, and it was 14-0, but not for long as Shaw returned the kickoff for a touchdown. 14-6 is where we're at. Shaw looking for the equalizer here with 1:44 to go. Shaw 2-7 on the year, and not actually competitive in a conference game all year. But that's why you tee it up. Washington under center, I formation. Davis is the I back behind Lee. Snap, wants to throw, does throw, throws the fade. Caught, touchdown.
Sincere Mills on the completion.
Number
Washington Williams.
18.
Sincere Sowell.
Touchdown Cardinals.
Sincere Sowell, touchdown from 16 yards. And the fumble comes back quickly to hurt the Titans.
On the field, 139.
Not to mention the 2 penalties.
So Shaw gets back-to-back scores and gets within 14-12, and will look to go for 2.
I'm guessing they're going to have to try to tie it up at halftime.
And quite honestly, this is as disjointed. The Titans didn't look this disjointed defensively last week when they gave up 54. They just didn't tackle well then. This has been, it's cold and it's wet, and it's the 10th game almost. And I hate to say that because this team's playing for a lot.
Yes, yes. And playoff berths is what you game the first 10 games of the season for.
Coach McFarland and Coach Wilt leave the field. I'm thinking that's Honester Davidson with them. Shaw out. Same formation, tight end to the near side. Titans had good position on that. Again, didn't play the ball. That's Dalen Dower, and now at corner. Straight back, give to Davis. Flag on the play. Davis might spin in his way in. They say no, and there's a flag, and it's going to be on Shaw. So they're going to decline that.
Yeah.
Titans decline the backfield in motion, so they'll keep their 2-point lead with 1:39 to go in the half. Now, the last 2 times the Titans have had the ball, they've started at the 50. They went backwards on the first one and turned it over on the second one.
Well, they are dangerous on these kickoff returns. We know they've returned 2 or 3 of them in the past few games.
Justin Sturgill just walked off the field again. I mean, he's walking around. I do not see a limp, so I don't know if it's an upper extremity. Really hard to tell.
We talked about this a game or 2 ago. What would happen if Sturgill couldn't play the game, and would they bring Davion Dower back into quarterback a little bit?
Well, they did that. They had him run one game. They had him, and they've also used Jordan Jackson, the sophomore quarterback. Now, I know they were preparing a special package for Bedford that I believe we just have been watching.
Okay.
One of the Shaw coaches just walked by us in the locker room, already on the sidelines, exhorting them on, now coming back up the steps. Going to spot the ball at the 40. I don't think there's a TV timeout. This is an awful long break. They didn't have the T. Here comes Tyshawn Davis with the kicking tee. Last kickoff came down to Zion Cross at the 16, and he brought it back to the 50.
You know, he did his job, and the blockers did their job. So
right.
I see they moved up a little bit.
Yeah, because Zion took that last one on the bounce. Ball is ready for play. Here comes Davis. Kick is away. Spinning kick. Zion Cross at the 15. Straight ahead. Zion Cross makes a move. Zion Cross is pulled down at about the 40s. Well, they'll spot it at the 45 because that's where the line is.
And that's not a bad return either.
Well, again, that's great field position. You got a minute 33 to go. Teams are coming on and off, so I can't tell who's in. Mincy is leaving the field, as is Cross, as is trying to figure out who we might have. The line is the same.
Well, Sturgill was in that little huddle, kind of talking to, I assume,
I still see Dalen Dower in the backfield between Savon Chavis and Tyshawn Lighty, Thunder and Lightning. Titans go to work on the 45. Snap good, straight ahead, keeps it. This is Tyshawn Lighty, and he slips down.
That's strictly bad field.
Right.
Because I think he had some yardage there.
That's the bad spot on the field, is that middle 20 yard, 10 yards to either side of the 50 is really slick. Clock ticking, 1:05. Titans don't appear to be in any hurry. Gives straight ahead to Savon Chavis, or that's a Lighty, first down and more. Tyshawn Lighty, one man to beat. Tyshawn Lighty to the house. 57 yards. And that's what the kind of playmakers we have.
Yes. He trusts you after the slip on the option, come right back on the next play and give him the ball again. You got to trust your athletes.
And they didn't make him make a cut that time. It was straight ahead. Then let's see if you can catch me. And he shook off the last man who had an angle on him. 57 for Tyshawn. And as we said, there it is. Pressure burst pipe. Now they're counting. I don't think we've got 11 on here. Somebody trotting on late. It's Zach Gonzalez, 31. Now they're trotting him off. Now there's a flag. I'm not sure. It's illegal substitution, which is. Now the referee is. I'm not sure why that's an illegal substitution. No flag. There's a timeout, Lorain.
Okay.
The referee on the far side had the timeout before the flag. And with 54 seconds left, why not burn one and see what you can do? It's 20-12. Bartolome is out there. So what you're trying to do here is go up 2 scores, because you're up 8 right now, but 8 can be 1 score. Nolan will kneel down. That's the other thing is MJ Nolan has quarterback in his background. He was the JV quarterback at Elyria last year.
Yeah.
I feel good about the guy that's going to figure it out at halftime.
54 seconds
Me too.
in the half.
Yeah. I think they probably have it figured out right now. They just have to implement it when they get in there.
Okay, Nolan's going to kneel at the 10. Shaw out to defend. They've been close. In fact, the last time they roughed the kicker before he knocked it through. Low snap. Up, running for his life is MJ Nolan. Out for a pass is Bartolome. They throw it. Bartolome makes the catch for 2.
You said he wanted to get more into the football aspect of it. He's becoming more of a football player. Now he has 2 points for the reception. And Nolan has 1 pass for the 2-pointer.
So 3 different guys have completed passes in this half.
Point after touchdown complete.
Blake Bartolome. in this quarter that has seen just about everything. The impossible has happened. The Titans just completed an extra point pass to a 106-pound kicker who was the only one who knew what to do when the snap was on the ground. Quite honestly, Blake took off, and it was then that MJ realized he wasn't going to kick it and got up.
That was the old fire call.
Yeah. And you know, Nolan rolled out to the far side, which is that's the only place he can go, and he threw it to the only guy in white that was in the end zone. So Blake Bartlemy, you got another play for your highlight reel, buddy. Guys on the sidelines congratulating him. And that's another way you can tell that Blake Bartlemy's not just a kicker, he's part of this football team. MJ Nolan, the guy that just threw the conversion pass, going to kick it off. Squibber caught out of the air right at the 50. Not exactly what they wanted, as they didn't give it a bounce. And that was one of the up guys, Marshawn Wilson, running back number 1 at the 49. So they'll put it in play with 49 seconds to go. Titans up 10, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. As the combination of athletes and wet ball and wet field means anything can happen, and we've seen it. Titans have scored two touchdowns out of the Wildcat. One of them with their best receiver going up the middle. The other one with their tailback throwing a touchdown pass to his brother. And then their 106-pound kicker catching a conversion. Throw over the middle, knocked away. Good job by there's a flag come.
Flags all over the
There's where you use the plethora right there.
And
the plethora of flags you see.
And see.
Oh, I can see a quarterback down here. We didn't even see him.
Quarterback down, got hit. That's not the flag. The flag is going to be pass interference, and it was called by the man on this sideline, and then there was echo flags thrown. Interesting. Now the Titans are cheering.
No, I think they're just trying to get themselves up a little bit, aren't they?
Who can tell? Like I said, in this half, who can tell? What's interesting is if it was a pass interference, it was over the back, and it was called by the one man who couldn't see that. Ineligible man downfield against Shaw. How about that?
Oh.
So what I'm guessing is they covered up the tight end. Offset, first and 10. So I'm guessing what happened was the tight end on the near side was covered. And
that makes sense now.
Then the pass interference, and the Titans gladly pick up the flag and hand it to the official. Now, Washington is still in at quarterback. He's all alone back there, and he just had his molars rattled. Trips to the near side, including the running back, Tyshawn Davis, number 5. .44 seconds to go. Shaw out of timeouts, but they want to be in the air anyhow. Straight back. There's a flag that time. That's going to be incomplete on the track, but Antonio Wyatt just went up high.
Yeah.
And that's why that's going to be what it is. It's roughing the passer. And
I don't think he gave him any more than a big hard shove, but you can't do it after he threw the ball.
Yeah, and went up around the shoulders. And there's no rules like the NFL has, but that's just roughing the passer.
That's a penalty against the Titans.
The penalties came back to haunt him on that last drive, but you don't want them to happen again with this unsportsmanlike and roughing.
That's a personal foul against the Titans.
So they get a break on the last play with offsetting and give them another 15. That's 45 yards on the last 2 drives.
Remaining in the half.
38 seconds, first and down Shaw. Clock stopped on the penalty. Snap back, Washington fakes, being chased by the tank, throws it out here on the sideline out of bounds. There's holding, I believe, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, that's...
Now that could be huge if it's spot of the foul. because that flag is 11 yards behind the line.
Still first down.
Let's see how they mark this off. So they throw it back to the 45 and start marching.
Yeah,
so
they did.
it's going to be 1st and 30. As it comes back to the Shaw 45.
Yeah.
Now, without any timeouts in 1st and 30, a lot of teams would say we'll start over. With the athletes that Shaw has, I got to believe the ball's going to be in the air. Anybody can slip on this field, and they've got a lot of guys that can go the distance. And we've seen it on an 88-yard kickoff return, on a 50-yard pass that first time they had the ball. Now, who's the quarterback here? This is Davis, number 5. He's got a gaggle over here to the near side. He's going to hand it. That wasn't Davis. That was Davis with the ball now. And Kelvin Torres says, how'd you do?
Yeah.
They brought number 10, William Eatman.
3 more flags.
Oh,
3 more flags in the air.
21 seconds remaining in the half.
They have to be dead ball. What else could they be?
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct again on the Titans.
60 yards.
15-yard penalty.
In the last 2 drives. But it's not a first down, I don't think.
It's not automatic, is it? I'm sure it's not.
But it's a down over, so it's back to 1st and 15.
And he only
First
had
and
20.
12.
Yeah.
1st and 12 because, well, it was dead ball, so it should be 2nd down. And it is. 21 seconds left. The clock is running. Shaw can only stop it through the incompletion or out of bounds. Snap back, one-handed catch. Jailbreak on the rollout now. He's going to have room down the sideline and runs out of bounds. Now, what was...
Out of bounds.
There was, I have no idea where the sideline is over there, but what happened in my vision was Washington lowered his shoulder into the Titan defender. Now, I don't know if that was on the field or not.
Yeah, I thought he stepped out of bounds and then lowered his shoulder because he did that funny little angle to stop the clock with 4 seconds.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So now the officials are telling the chain gang to hold on. The ball would be at the 20 is where they have it. Let's see if they bring it back to the 35.
Face mask, personal foul against the Titans.
Oh, my goodness.
That's another 15-yard penalty.
Oh, my goodness. I went out for dinner. I didn't need home cooking when I got here. I do not know what that call was, but I'll tell you, I've seen some strange things at Shaw. 4 seconds now. Probably the last play.
One big defensive stop right now.
I think you need to stop the fade first. Washington wants to come this way, throws it over the middle. Ball in the air a long time. It hits the ground, and that's the end of the half. No flags. So, as we said, you see strange things at Shaw, and we sure have tonight.
One Titan's down for some reason.
Don't make a move. It's halftime.
Davion Dower with a 6-yard touchdown pass with one hand. He caught it. Then in the second quarter, Davion Dower from his brother Dalen, 28 yards. And finally, out of the Wildcat, handoff to our best receiver, Tyshawn Lighty, and he goes 57 yards, 22-12. Oh, and then we get the 2-point conversion to the kicker. 22-12. Titans on top at the half. Back with more after this timeout.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
Hi, my name is Brandon Tolliver. I'm 16 years old and I am in the 10th grade at Lorain High School. I am a robotics student in Lorain High's Career Technical Education Program. Robotics is part programming and part hands-on building. This program taught me how to use a very specific skill set. You get to use a power saw, drill bits, and a CNC machine. You get to use and do stuff that you can't do or use at home. After I started the program, I knew I made the right decision. I really like working with my hands. I like to see myself as an inventor. We program quite a bit of code. Programming codes is basically creating memory thoughts for a robot. You can make your robot do all kinds of things like fold clothes, walk, or even throw frisbees. I learned all of this in Mr. Bogan's class. There are teachers who just read. Then there are teachers who go out of their way to make learning fun. After my truly great experience in the robotics program, I now know what I want to do in my life, and I'm doing it thanks to Lorain High's Robotics Career Tech program.
Go Cardinals! Come on, Cardinal Nation, make some noise!
Just a race with China, with a race to China, just a race in China. Real bad Trinity, but she mixed with China, real thick.
Come on, give them both a great big round of applause, everybody.
Bust it down, just a tiny pussy down, yeah, pop. I'm gonna still funny, it's the tiny, come back and talk it. I'm gonna bust it open, I'm gonna still gonna get the top.
I see you, Shaw.
Tsunami, all my ladies like me once they get that good. I think he needs to find me. I might just let him find me. Never trust a big butt and the smile with the running. The butt queen like the cream ass butt. You can ass bring me a job. Bring me my dog.
I see the cheerleader. Dance on time.
My name is Nikki. My name in the car.
I tell my mama, break it up, break it down, break it up, I tell my mama, break it up, break it down, break it up. Well, on the dope, what the one they talking about? All these guys got my name in their mouth. I know the bad, I know you two, they should bleed once a month. To deal with the.
Come on. And both teams a great big round of applause. Come on, Cardinal Nation. Let's make some noise.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, and even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Jay Ferguson, Tom Bauer back here at East Cleveland Shaw. It's halftime of the Shaw and Lorain High varsity football game. Lorain on top 22-12. Some disheartening news from the Titan sideline. Justin Sturgill has a high ankle sprain and will not return. Now, we saw him walking around in the first half, but he jogged back out in the second half, and to call it a jog is an insult to runners. I think you can see the pain as he's taking steps. And it looks like, for now, it's going to be the Wildcat. Dalen Dower was the one practicing snaps and pitch-outs, and it looks like they'll go with it. Right now, M.J. Nolan was going to put his foot into the ball at the 40. Kick is away and bouncing down the side. Skids out of bounds. Flag. Here come the Cardinals, so they fell for it. Titans not taking any chances getting it out of bounds. There are three choices, and last week Bedford said shame on you and made us kick again, and we had a hard time with it the rest of the game.
Because now you had to kick it and keep it in bounds, and number 3, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head.
Oh,
but he
Wilkins.
was a scat back if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, Wilkins. And then the Holloway, the little guy.
That's what I'm thinking, number 3, the Holloway.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, those two. So first and 10 at the 35, clock running with 11:45 to go in the half. Not sure why. I formation, tight end to the near side. Straight back and give to the tailback Davis. That's Cairo Smith. Whistle. Now, the reason I said whistle rather loudly, the big stat in the first half as far as the Titans are concerned, 10 penalties for 105 yards.
Yes.
I mean, and they got away with the last one, which put it first and 10 on the 15 inside of the last minute. But the drive before that, Shaw scored and was aided by a 30-yard personal foul / unsportsmanlike 30-yard walk-off. So the Titans need to wise up a little bit, and I'm sure that was part of the talk in the locker room. Antonio Wyatt over the ball, Melendez and McCall the ends. Cairo Smith, Kelvin Torres, the inside backers. Davion Dower and Savon Chavis, the outside backers. Whistle, there's going to be a traveling, I think.
Yeah.
This poor official on the far side went to signal and threw his whistle 5 yards. It's wet for everyone. So it'll back him up to the 30, where it'll be 2nd and 15. The cornerbacks are Mekhi Curry and Zion Cross. And the safeties are Tyshawn Lighty, number 1, and Dakota Mincy, who had his 8th interception of the season in the first half, number 27. Titans with that 10-point lead. And when we go, if you haven't heard how we've scored, just wait. Unbalanced line for Shaw, it looks like. High formation. Straight back. Washington wants to throw, throws it out here. He's got a man. Mincy missed, and it was caught. Wow, what a catch. Then there's a flag, and I think it's going to be taunting on the receiver, Jaden Williams, with a spectacular grab at the 40. And these officials are putting up with no nonsense as their turn to walk back across the 50 to the 45. Mincy almost made a spectacular play, but then Williams did make a spectacular play.
Yes.
Back to the 45, and it's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Shaw. I think the message the officials are trying to send both teams is shut up and play.
Play football, yeah.
Because I don't think that was anything other than the motion.
A little taunt,
which
right,
the official assumed was a taunt. So 1st and 10 Shaw from the 45, but it's their 45 instead of the Lorain 40. Number 8, Alejandro Washington, the quarterback. He's under center. Davis, the tailback. He's got the handoff. Gets the line. Wyatt got a hand, and then he lost his gription after a gain of about 2.
I think he tripped him up by his ankle just enough.
Did he? They're going to spot it at the 47, second. Now, the problem with not putting the football down is the guy with the box is dancing like he's on Dancing with the Stars. Spotted right at the 47. There is a fine mist that has been falling like this since the game began, and I think you said it best, Tom. It doesn't even look like rain. It just looks like
a wet fog out there.
Straight back, give again to Davis. Davis to the near side. Cairo Smith and Davion Dower at the 50. Keep him in bounds. So it's going to be 3rd and 5.
3rd down, 5.
9:33 to go in the third quarter. Titans by 10. They need to get the defense off the field.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Shaw to come out with that double tight, which, I've seen that because they were effective in the running of that, because you can balance up your offense a little bit.
Right.
They can't do that this way. That's why they've been passing the ball down the field.
Tight end is to the far side. Receivers each 10 yards wide, I formation, tight. Straight back, Washington looking for the out. There's the same man again, Williams. Knocked away that time. Nice play by Zion Cross. 4th down. Shaw switches squads as if they're going to punt it. Now, you always have to worry, especially when the quarterback is your kicker, and the Titans have been burned the last 2 weeks by fake punts. So this is Alejandro Washington.
But they're covering the wideouts.
Single deep man. High snap. That was fair catchable. Good punt away. High spinning. Lands at the 20. Bounces sideways, coming back to about the 17 where the Titans will take over. 1st and 10 with 8:45 to go in the third quarter. It's going to be an unusual lineup for the Titans. It's going to be Rogers at center, Larson and Alzier at guard, Wilson and Larsosa at tackle. The quarterback is number 11, Dalen Dower. The running backs at the end of the first half were Tyshawn Lighty, who took one 57 yards up the middle, and Savon Chavis. Now I only see Lighty back there with Dower. Boy, and now here comes late into the game, far side. I can't tell who that is split out there.
That's Nolan 1 on the slot.
Nolan's in the slot here with Dower on the outside. Dalen calls for the snap, hands off straight ahead, getting a couple out over the 20, and then treated rather rudely as a guest is Savon Chavis. So they're going to give him, if I know this crew, it'll be spotted at the 20.
Yeah.
Gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Who's that? Who carried the ball?
Chavis. Straight ahead, that's Dower following Chavis into the hole. He's got about 5, but there's a flag. And once again, the Titans weren't set. That's Mikey Harrell that's split out wide. There's the flag that's going to take it instead of the 25. It's going to take it back to the 15. 2nd and 13. Well, 2nd and 12 will be the call. Now the Titans have thrown one pass out of this formation, and it was a 28-yard touchdown pass. But I don't think they want to trust Dalen down deep in his own zone. We're at 8:05 and the clock is ticking. Dalen's whistle, they weren't set again.
Whistle kills the play. Illegal procedure again against the Titans. That's another
back to the 10.
Penalty.
And one of the things that has to happen is the wideouts have to understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
He's not getting any help, and that's who it's against. They wind the clock with 8 minutes to go. Now it's back to the 10, and it's 2nd and 17. Dower is calling out signals. Chavis to his right, Lighty to his left. Rides Chavis and then breaks out himself, makes a cut outside 25-30, knocked out of bounds on the sideline. It's going to have the first down.
Gain of 22 yards.
We're going to spot him at the 32, give him the 31 for 21 yards and a first down. So that was a big play for the Titans. Gets him out of the
way out of the hole.
Huge hole. Dalen trots over to Coach McFarland. Now trots back. Gets it up to the line, says something to Savon, fills up the backfield. Davion and Nolan to the near side, crosses way out by himself on the far side. Straight ahead, Chavis. Travis breaks a couple tackles into the open, lowers his shoulder across the 45. He's got a first down.
First down, gain of 12 yards.
From the 31 out to the 45, give him 14.
First and 10, Lorain.
Savon Chavis making his presence felt offensively. And I know that's something they were hoping for last week. Whistle, and they moved again.
Illegal procedure. That's against Lorain. That's a 5-yard penalty.
And you know what? And at this point, I don't think they're not set. I think they're moving too fast.
Yeah, this is the time that you got to settle them all down because that's what it is.
You don't need a wide receiver moving before the ball when the play's going to go up the middle, and that's what's happening. Quite honestly, this game's going to be decided by those 5 guys bent over. First and 15. Lighty hits the hole, gets about 5. Let's see where they spot this. Looks like they're going to put him at the 49. Gain's going to be 4.
That carry for Lorain, a gain of 3 yards.
Second down and 11.
12 yards to go.
Quickly to the line again. Straight ahead. That's Lighty again. Lighty hits the hole and has a couple out across the 45. Now, for information, Tyshawn Lighty is listed as 152 pounds. And they're sending him into the middle of that, and he's answering the call every time. 3rd and 9 for Lorain. 6:20 to go, third quarter. Dower rides Lighty, keeps it himself, gets out near the 50, hands the ball to an official, but it's going to be 4th and 5.
That makes it 4th down.
So give Dalen 4.
Fans, make some noise.
Titans lined up as if they're going to go for it. Right at the midfield stripe, of course, Justin Sturgill, the regular punter. Nolan has been doing the kicking since the second quarter, but 4th and 5, and they're going to go straight ahead. Dower keeps. Dower's got 4, 5. It's going to all depend on the spot. I know it's going to be 1st and 10. If he hit the line, it's a first down. If he didn't, it's a first down Shaw.
Official was right close to that line.
The sticks, of course, are on that side. First down, Lorain.
First down, Titans.
So give Dalen 5 on 4th and 5 and move the sticks. This is as close to single wing football as you can see, Tom.
Yeah, and that was my days back there at
well, when I was in college at Denison, they were running it. 5:32 to go. The Delaware Blue Hens, I think, still running. 1st and 10, Lorain at the 45 of Shaw. Straight ahead, Tyshawn Lighty hurdles the first line and gets about 5. Probably going to give him 4 to the 41.
That's a 4-yard gain on the play.
If you remember, last year we were always talking about Shaven is going to be the one who's going to take over the running thing. So this is what we expected, I think, a little bit.
Straight ahead, that's Savon. Savon hits the line, and the line hits back. He's stopped maybe a gain of a yard to the 40. So it's going to give him a yard, 3rd and 5.
Makes it 3rd down, 5 yards to go.
So this, I see Dalen keeping the ball this time, maybe off the fake.
He follows Lighty into the line for about 2. So it's going to be 4th and 3.
4th down, 3 yards.
Now, what the Titans have done on this drive is kept the clock running. There's 4:23 to go in the third quarter, and this is still their first possession of the half. They need 3 to keep control, however. This is a little bit better field position to go for it than the last one, which was at the 50.
But I can see a little bit of a pass here, too.
Dalen Straight ahead, Tyshawn Lighty reaches for it. No, he's going to be short. He's going to be a full yard short. We're sitting right on the 35-yard line. He tried to reach out, but it was late, and Shaw's going to take over on down.
First and 10.
So a nice long, time-wise, a nice long drive. 3:57 to go. Titans come up empty, turning it over on downs at the 36 of Shaw. But remember, they started back inside the 20, and we're at the 10.
Yes.
When Dower broke off the big run to get the first down. How many yards does Dalen have now?
Dalen has 74 right now after that 21-yarder and a few other small ones. So that's a little bit off of his average.
Yep. He had 236 last week.
Yeah, 15 carries for 74.
Q Lee, the fullback, late to the dance here. Shaw, I formation, straight back, give to Davis. Lee with a block, and Davis pops it to the outside. First time they've been able to do that, and he's knocked out of bounds by Curry, but not until he's across the 50 for
15-yard gain. First down, Cardinals.
Give him 15 yards to the 49. And that was kind of easy. That Q Lee there, the fullback came in and got a block on the linebacker for the first time tonight. They were able to pop it to the outside. Turn again. Davis hit at the line, bounces off. Davion Dower and Cairo Smith drag him down, but he's got about 5.
Yeah, Tours had him probably for a little bit of a loss and slipped off.
2.5 yards to go.
Give him 6. Going to be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, they got to tighten up right here.
Right.
And be able to carry out the rest of this quarter.
Washington leads them to the line. Lee is in front of now 25. Worship as they give Davis a blow. Straight back wanting to throw. Throws it out here. It's a fade. Got a man knocked away at the last minute by Zion Cross. Nicely done. Zion looked back for that one and was able to make a play.
Ball incomplete.
I think that was Sincere Sowell, the wide receiver. He's listed at number 9. But I heard his name called as 18 when he scored earlier in the half.
Brings up third down.
So third and a long 4. Washington gets the play and jogs in. 3:06 clock stopped, third quarter. Titans 22-12 Shaw. Worship still in at tailback. Wide receivers, 1 to each side. Tight end on the far side. Hard count draws everybody off sides. First time they've done that, and everybody bought the farm.
That should give them a first.
Definitely going to. The Titans on the inside were saying somebody moved, but the only guys that moved had white hats on. And I don't think this is a first down, despite the ravings of.
And out there must have been that 3rd and inches.
It's 3rd and a full yard from where they have the box spotted. Clock wound. Whistle now. Officials timeout. They're going to measure, I guess.
You know, the first one was for 5. You got to believe the 5-yard penalty takes them to within inches.
Yeah, it's close, but where the box is, it's not close. But I don't know. I can't tell where the football is in comparison to the line. If the line is behind that official's foot, then they have a first down. And the guy on the box needs to not quit his day job. This game started out as a back-and-forth contest, but on Shaw's first possession, it was 3rd and long. Quarterback dropped back to pass. It was under a heavy rush. Tried to flip a lateral to his running back, and it just went for naught. Savon Chavis picked it up and ran it back to the 6-yard line. One play. Sturgill to Davion Dower, and it was 7-0 with the kick. But that Sturgill was soon to be done for the evening. And the Titans came out in the Wildcat in the second quarter. and they moved smartly down the field. And then, believe it or not, the only pass he's thrown, Dalen Dower throws 28 yards to his older brother Davion. With the kick, it's 14-0 for about 15 seconds, and Shaw returned the kickoff, 88 yards. We'll get more in a minute. Right now, it's 1st and 10 Shaw. Washington has him to the line at the 39. Straight back wants to throw a stop and go against Zion over the head of the intended receiver. That was good coverage.
Nice coverage, yes.
Yeah. Zion didn't bite on the stop, and
he has recovering
speed. And
he
has go.
Yeah, yeah.
He has lots of go. So 2nd and 10. After the kickoff return, 14-6 as they missed the extra points. And then it was Shaw again with 1:39 to go on a 15-yard pass. Again, the extra point no good, 14-12. And then with just 54 seconds left, Tyshawn Lighty on a handoff from Dalen Dower took it 57 yards. And then the kicker caught an extra point. Worship, Kelvin Torres went by and then went back in.
Yes.
And I'm glad I didn't see a flag there.
No, because it was a little teensy bit late.
Cairo Smith had already cleaned it up, too. So loss of 1. It's going to make it 3rd and 11. Now, Worship's still in as Davis, the starting tailback, has been out for half a dozen plays. I don't see him where he's at on the sidelines. I see the Redbird down on the bench, though. Shotgun formation, Worship next to Washington. Twins to either side, tight end to the nearest. There's the long out. That is caught.
Touchdown, Cardinals!
I don't think it's going to be.
45-yard touchdown pass.
I don't think it's a touchdown, but I think it's a catch, and it's inside the 5, and that was as beautiful a throw as you could make on that.
Number 18 for the Cardinals.
Did it?
I guess he did, yeah.
I guess it is a touchdown.
I didn't see him signal, but
38 yards. So it's 22-18, and Shaw will look for the 2. Davis back in at tailback now. Washington turns, hands it to him straight ahead. Hit there by Melendez, not going to get any other. In fact, that's not Melendez. That's MJ Nolan from the outside backer position. Came in and shut that down. So
1:42 remaining in the third quarter.
22-18. Titans are up by the 4 extra points that they've scored.
Yes, I was just getting ready to say that. It's 3 touchdowns and 3 touchdowns, but extra points do count.
And, we know the problems we've had in the past. Now we've got a Cardinal down on the goal line after the extra point play. So with that, we're going to step away with 1:42 in the third quarter. Back with more after this timeout.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Which of the angles on the board are the one from the quiz on Friday? Jaden?
Research shows more and more 12 to 15-year-olds have arteries similar to that of a 45-year-old. But it doesn't have to be that way. Don't let your children grow up too fast. Encourage them to act their age through regular exercise and healthy eating.
Back here at Shaw, following the touchdown, injured lineman for Shaw helped off the field. They're ready to put it in play. This is Davis, number 5, the running back. 22-18, Titans on top. That was disjointed, but it's a short kick. Savon Chavis at the 25. Savon straight ahead, makes a cut, gets out to the 40, goes pinwheeling to the ground.
third down at the 42-yard line.
Not sure where they're going to spot him. I haven't been right all night. I'm not going to start to guess. I think it's going to be the 40, right? Let's see.
1:36 remaining in the third period.
Just across the 40. We'll call it the 40. 1st and 10 Titans. The second possession of the half. They held it for quite some time. Shaw down the field, an easy time of it. Following and then the long pass play. 1st and 10 Lorain. Dalen Dower is in between Savon Chavis and Tyshawn Lighty. Nolan and Cross out here, but these guys are staring in the backfield. Straight ahead, there's a flag there. That's Chavis. I think it might be delay a game.
That's who threw it, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
Good gain on 1st down. I mean, it's either delay a game or too many men on the field, right?
Yeah.
How about that? Shaw had 12.
Yeah.
How about that? The man's got 2 jobs, to the clock and to count to 11, and he got to 12. So illegal substitution for Shaw, as they had a safety standing next to the official who wasn't supposed to be in the game. They are all within 6 yards of the ball right now. Rayvon Ramsey is listed at 5'7". If he's standing on his math book, he's 5'7". Tom, he's out here one-on-one with Cross. Now the officials talking again when a text would do. Minute 29 to go, third quarter.
Well, there's discussions all over the field.
That's what I say. Now they call everybody together except for the official on the far side. He's not talking to anybody.
They gave him a 10-yard penalty. Is that a 10-yard?
No, that was the run was 10 yards. That Chavis got 10 on the run.
So they declined the penalty? Is that how that
because
worked?
Chavis gave
Okay,
the
I got you. Okay.
Now they talk to Dave McFarland. Now they're coming back to the line. I think they're going to mark it off. On top, now they're going to go back.
Final indication, it goes against Lorain. That's a 15-yard penalty marked off.
Now they're going to go back and they're going to mark it off against Shaw. 5, maybe it's a big one, that's why. 10, across the 50 to the 45 of the Cardinal. So they're going to, instead of the 10 yards Chavis gained, they're going to take 15 on the penalty for too many men on the field.
That's not a 15-yard penalty, is it?
Well, because he played.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I think it is. It's not he tried to get off.
Okay.
He played.
So Chavis got that 10-yard run
taken away. Once again, Dower calls out the signals. Stay still, everybody. He's going to keep it. Student body to the near side. Makes the corner. 40, 35. Flag way behind the play. I'm not sure what this is. They're calling holding, but there was no one anywhere near that. The ball was already inside the 30 when the flag came out, and that was, like I say, when you come here, strange things happen.
Well, he did a nice job running because he had his hand on Lighty's back and just waiting for him to throw the block.
Now the flag was downfield, but the holding is going to go from the line, further confusing things. So no gain, minus 10 on the penalty. Titans have been penalized from Shaw to Warrensville tonight. So minute 21 to go, clock stopped. Instead of 1st and 10 down inside the 30, it's 1st and 20 on the Titans side of the 50. Now here comes another Cardinal jogging on. There's a whistle, timeout Shaw, as they only had 10 that time.
Well, they had 12 the last time, and it averages to 11.
Overcompensating. Minute 12 to go. This game has had it all. And when I say that, we had a tailback throw a touchdown, and we had a kicker catch a 2-point conversion from the holder. And that's how Titans got to 22. 2 touchdown passes to Davion Dower and a 57-yard Tyshawn Lighty run on a handoff from the quarterback, Dalen Dower. Then after that touchdown, the snap was low. Nolan picked it up and rolled to his right and found the kicker in the far corner of the end zone for 2 points. And Bart LeMay held on, and that was 22. Since then, Shaw's added a score this quarter, 22-18.
So Bart LeMay has been involved in the 4 points that Lorain is ahead.
Now, once again, you know, it's game 10, and the Titans with the penalties. I know you've got some different things going on offense, but the last one was a hold. Now, Lighty comes out on the wing. 3 receivers to the far side. Cross is out here alone. Dalen barks out signals. They've got a safety on the far side. Zion's one-on-one. Turn, wings it out. That's Lighty, and that's going to go nowhere. Gain of none. It's not that they're drawing them up in the dirt. They're just running with different guys. 2nd and 10. 50 seconds, clock ticking, third quarter. Oh, there's backfield in motion. Chavis started early. So Savon's early movement will cost them 5, and it's 2nd and 25.
Now, if they get into the playoffs, you hope this game takes all this out of their system.
The last couple, because there was a lot of penalties last week. Rodgers over the ball all the way back on the 40-yard line. Titans would have had it inside the 30. Dower keeping it around the far end. Dalen's got a hole. Dalen makes a cut. Dalen's got the first down. Dalen to the sidelines. Dalen down the sideline. Dalen Dower pushed out of bounds inside the 10. No flags. I'm going to get whiplash turning around and looking for flags after some of these plays. Now there is a flag. Son of a gun. Back. Coach McFarland is out. This, again, was way, way, way behind the play. I'm not sure what they're seeing. The penalty flag is on the 44.
And the runner is on all the way to the 5.
That's a 10-yard penalty.
So instead of 1st and 10, I don't know where they're going. On a running play, you mark it off from the spot of the foul. I don't know what they're doing.
To the 30-yard line.
I have no idea what they are doing.
Brings up 3rd down. And an eternity to go for first.
Well, all you need is the same run. You know, Dalen Dower just went 60 yards. Well,
was the call a hold?
The call now they're pointing back up.
Yeah.
And now official A is correcting official B, and I think I'm right. So the flag was on this side of the 50. They're not going to start from here, though.
Because they really don't know where the flag was. It's been picked up.
It's where the official, the official standing in the black hat.
Another holding penalty on top of that one.
Now they're marking it back from the line of scrimmage. No, they marked it off from the wrong 45. Now, so they picked up 5. They should have had another 10.
One more down on the 35-yard line.
Oh my goodness, this is chaos. Dower going to keep it around near side, looking for a block from Lighty. Tries to cut it up. There's a flag there. I have no idea what this is. Illegal block.
Holding again?
No, I think it's
use of the hands. That's a penalty against the Titans. That's another 10-yard penalty.
I think they got Zion Cross there pushing from behind.
I think they ran for a minute and something, but I haven't.
Still 2nd down.
Wow. Just wow. The ball is now at the 27. The Titans need the 35.
Makes it 3rd down.
I was going to say there's absolutely no reason for them to take that. No reason for them to take that penalty. These officials are just walk-off crazy. The Titans twice have had the ball in great field position on this series of downs. They wind the clock. That should end the quarter. I don't have any idea why the Titans would want to snap the ball at this point. Dower's going to walk over to the sidelines. And that's the end of the third quarter. Lorain 22, Shaw 18. And this is the Twilight Zone. Back with more after this timeout.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using e-benefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life. We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dantre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important to anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
Ian Ralston was a combat medic who was injured in Iraq. When I met Ian, I knew we had to help him get his housing grant, an auto grant, and every benefit to live as normal a life as possible. And we did.
PVA has helped hundreds of thousands of veterans get the care and benefits they've earned.
My name is Jason Stevenson, and I work for Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Paralyzed Veterans of America, changing lives, building futures.
Back here at Shaw, beginning of the fourth quarter. Titans on top 22-18. It is third and the terminal tower from here for a first down. They're on the 37. They got to get to the 38. They got to get the opposite 35. They've done that twice and been penalized. Dower wants to throw. This is Davion Dower. Scrambling, comes across the line and throws the ball. They've got it. The referee got him. He was 3 yards downfield when he let it go. So that's going to be incomplete. I would think they would decline this. But that was Davion Dower at quarterback. He was the starting quarterback most of last season.
That flag on the play is against Lorain.
So
they're going to take the penalty, I'm sure.
I can't understand why they would. I mean, it's fourth and it's fourth and punt. Their safety is back to return the kick. Loss of down. Okay. Okay. So it's a 5-yard penalty and loss of down. What I'm seeing.
Now the rain's coming a little bit harder.
Yes, it is. Now it's MJ Nolan in punt formation.
Down on the 35-yard line. Still fourth down.
4th and 30 for Lorain if you're scoring at home. Coming quick, Nolan gets it off, and it's a pretty good kick, caught right at the 35, bounced around. Williams has it to the near side. There's a block there, and Dakota Mincy went low and tripped up Williams, so that's a touchdown.
Nice touchdown save.
And I'll tell you what, right now, if you ask me, I'd say you're going to have to score again to win this game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not counting Shaw out on this series right here.
Over the 50 at the 46. And, you know, what we know is that Shaw's not playing next week. They've got 11:38 to go in their season, barring overtime. Right now they're on the 46 yards from taking the lead. They scored the last time they had the ball on a long pass.
At the 46-yard line.
I formation, ball on the ground. Davis on top of it, back across the 50 at the opposite 46, loss of 8. That was one of those that was like snapping a wet pumpkin seed. It just squirted out. The quarterback under center, and it just popped through his legs. And back to the, let's see where they spot him, the 47, it looks like, loss of 7. So 2nd and 17. There hasn't been a normal down in a team ahead of the sticks in a long time, Tom.
Yeah.
17 yards to go.
Clock running under 11 now in the ball game. So that bad snap took a minute. High formation again, turn, toss, sweep. That's Davis. Nate forced him to cut up, and it was a good thing. And then Tone Wyatt stops him after about an 8-yard gain.
He chased him down.
Yes, he did. And it was a good thing he did. So let's see where they spot this. They're winding the clock because that's not a first down. It's the wrong end of the sticks, guys.
9 yards to go.
They're going to spot him on the 43. They need the just shy of the 35, so now they're spotting him on the 45, so they need 9.
Even
almost 9 and almost 10. I'm sure it's 4-down territory. High formation. Toss sweep again. Davis near side this time. Chavis trying to turn him in. Submarines that time. Nice tackle down low by Zion Cross.
Yes.
For no gain. Savon Chavis did a nice job just stringing the block out. And Davis may have made a mistake not cutting it up.
That was what was missing against Bedford.
Right.
That Javon being able to play that corner, that end over there. But, that's football in high school.
Now, this is interesting. Is Bedford's going to step into punt formation. Okay, they punted from the 35 in the first half. It's 4th and 10, so probably not a bad move. Lighty is going deep. The most important thing here, if you're Lorain, is to end up with the football. Good snap. Hits the cheerleaders and bounces to the track. It's going to be inside the 20. This is the only officiating crew I've ever seen do that, where the the other official comes down to mark it on the sideline. 1st and 10 at the 17. 9-17.
Now, Lorain has to make the clock there work for them because they got to run a lot of time off the clock and get a score.
Now, there's 2 ways you can do that, Tom. You can gain yards or you can have a lot of penalties. Last time we did that. Let's see what they come out with now. Which Dower it's going to be. I see Dalen Dower.
And he's way out there at the wide receiver,
no,
though.
That's Dalen. Davion's out there wide.
Yeah.
Dalen's in the backfield. It's got Chavis and Lighty, I'm guessing.
No, I think that's in Dakota, yeah.
Lighty is on the, that's Cross on the near side. 9:17 clock stop, snap. Straight ahead, Dalen. Dalen gets about 3 out to the 20, stacked up there. And then they let him go, and he tumbles forward.
Ball carrier tackle down on a gain of 2 yards.
Just across the 20.
Ball placed down at the 20-yard line.
Going to give him 3. Still doesn't have 100, does he?
No, it's 81 now, though.
Second down.
Well, he had the 50-yarder called back on the last series as well.
If he had all the penalty yards called that he ran, he'd be well over 100.
8:40 and the clock running. Dower comes in from the sidelines. You want to use it, but you don't want penalties. Larson looks back. Rogers spins the ball.
I better hurry. The referee has his hand up.
There's the flag.
Yeah.
Flag on the play. Looks like delay of game, preliminary indication. That's a 5-yard penalty.
The Titans are, he
stops.
Normally, now there's a whistle, and they're wiping off the flag as Lorain called
timeout.
Timeout, Lorain. 8:23.
I was going to say he only had his hand up a minute for a second. We're going to step away here with 8:23 to go. Titans 22, Cardinals 18. Back with more after this.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Back here at Shaw, 8:23 to go in a wild one. Titans have the ball, 2nd and 7 at the 20. Dalen Dower tried to hand off, keeps it, options it to Chavis. It's bouncing free. Still free. Covered by, I think, Davion Dower. Well, Dower unable to recover. And the wet football and the unfamiliar ball handling come back to bite the Titans. First down at the 20. And I think, who's that on the turf for Lorain? I think it's not Savon Chavis. It was whoever tried to recover. It's Davion Dower.
Davion.
That's one of your starting linebackers limping off.
You know, first we'll start off with the problem with the exchange with the fullback there, and then the bad pitch. Then they had the linebacker came in.
These rapid changes, the Titans have to step up here. 8:14 to go. I formation for Shaw, single tight end on the far side. Straight back, Williams wants to throw, had Torres after him. Jump ball at the goal line, this is Tyshawn Lighty. 10, 20, hits a man, cuts it back across the field. Lighty uses the official as a pick. 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, has a block, didn't need it, stepped out of bounds. No, he didn't, he's still going. Lighty spins on the 30. Lighty from behind. Tyshawn Lighty, interception right at the goal line, and returned 80 yards. Wow. And I'll tell you something. With all of the routine plays that we've seen flags on tonight,
there's none there.
There's no flag there.
That was impossible. How many yards did he run? He's down
80
to
yards. He had a foot on the goal line.
But he ran probably
he ran
200 yards back in the fourth. And
he looked like he was getting ready to stop for a drink. So the Titans go from red zone to red zone. And Tyshawn Lighty, who's made so many big plays for Lorain, makes another one. I'm not sure why they're stopping the clock other than the fact he went out of bounds. Dalen Dower, straight ahead. Chavis. Chavis maybe gets 2 to the 18. Boy, could you use a score here if you're Lorain, huh?
Boy, you can.
So make it 2nd and 8. Davion Dower back into the huddle.
You know what they're doing? They're huddling up a little bit. Maybe that
slow things down.
They don't have to worry about playing fast.
Right, and in fact, that's the opposite of what you want to do. Clock's under 7:15. Dalen, Chavis again. Chavis makes a move. He's got 5. He's down near the 10. Still moving. The pile moves forward as the whistle blows. And then they took the ball away. They've got him spotted at the 11. The gentleman out here on the sideline, which is going to make it 3rd and 1. 6:55 to go, clock running. Now we know the problems Lorain had closing out the game last week inside the 10-yard line. So it's on the 11 right now.
I think you have to give Rogers a couple of those yards. Did you see the big shove he did?
The big push.
He pushed the whole pile for the extra 2 or 3.
He's over the ball at center. Now it's the tank. McDowell in. They move both backs to the near side of Dalen. He's going to keep it. It's student body right, and Dalen Dower to the house. Credit the tank.
Yes. Well, great block. Now, I thought maybe there was a little low because he was about at the waist. Well, how many yards was that on that last touchdown?
12-yard run.
Yes. set up by that interception.
Tyshawn Lighty with the biggest play of the ball game in a ball game that's been nothing but big plays. He turned the field, an interception at the goal line that he brought back 80 yards. And the Titans in 3 plays, take it in. Bartlome, Nolan down, picks it up, it's fire again, passes it. They tried to run a screen pass that time. I don't think MJ caught that one clean.
No, and he tried to put it down on the thing and fumbled on a snap, and that's, never good for the holder.
So the lead is back to 10. That's 2 plays. That's why it's so important that they scored a touchdown there. 28-18. And we have 6 minutes and 17 seconds. Titans jumping around, trying to get a little hyped up, trying to get a little warm as they get ready to kick off. MJ Nolan, last one into the huddle with the tee in his hand. Now, you know what? Part of the problem is a lot of these guys don't normally play. So they are trying to get warm. I see, Cameron Davis is bouncing around. And 13 is Javon Manning. Adrian Mills, 26. 82 is Elias Lopez. 88, Tyshawn Brown. Nolan has the ball teed up on the far side. McCall comes over and says something, and they boot it away. It's a spinner down the sidelines, out of bounds right at the 20. Flag flies.
They bring out the team. They're not going to decline this one.
Well, they need the ball. 6:17 to go. The clock never started because it wasn't touched in bounds. So that's where we'll be as they set the ball at the 35. And Shaw, like everybody else in the LEL, has the athletes to score from anywhere on the field.
They proved that with a long pass last time.
Tyshawn Lighty is still conserving energy is the words I want to use. Is he late to get out here at his safety position on the near side hash? The ball spotted at the 35. I formation, turn, give straight ahead to Davis.
Yeah.
Davis has got not much. There's the defense.
Okay.
2nd and 8. One of the Shaw administrators coming over, I think, with a little premature celebration as shaking everybody's hand at this end of the press box and saying you all escaped again is the words he used. And at 10-point lead in 5:46, I don't feel at all like we've escaped and are on our way home.
No. I'm going to wait till that final whistle and the referee holds the ball up over his head.
These guys can score from anywhere. Washington turns, hands off to Davis. Davis met in the hole by Cairo, then covered by Nolan. Or that's Chavis, 32, not 23.
Third down.
Davion Dower was out for one series of defense, but back in now.
5 yards to go.
Yeah, defense is going to win the game if they win it. I mean, they got to hold them right now, because then they can run out the clock if you hold them.
Right. Shaw with 2 timeouts left, should it come to that.
A lot of discussion in the backfield this time.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of trick play they got up their
Lee
sleeve.
is in front of Davis. I would think it's going to be in the air. Toss sweep, near side with a blocker. Cuts it up. Nice play on the outside.
I see a penalty flag.
That was Zion Cross coming up to make the play. But there's a flag, and it's a hold on Shaw. What goes around comes around.
Zion has become a very good tackling corner.
I'm sure that if you asked him, he would say, I don't want to be a cornerback. I want to, catch the passes. But you know what? He has become a complete football player.
The holding penalty has been declined. It's 4th down.
4th down and 5. They got to go. They need 2 scores. 4:43 to go. Not sure why the clock didn't start after the declined penalty, because they haven't spotted the ball yet. It's going to be the shotgun for Washington. He's going to have Davis. There's the clock winding. Ball put ready for play. Big tone right over that center. Snap back. It's a good one. Straight back is Washington. He throws long down over the middle. He's got a man. It's going to be a touchdown. Son of a gun. 62 yards. 62 yards. Washington stepped up, let it fly, and Williams was in between.
Well, I seen the official threw a little pick down there, just got in the way of one of the defenders, but it didn't have anything to do with the pass reception, only the run after.
Lorain 28.
With 4:23, where's that guy I said I thought was a little too soon? It's now 28-24. I got to believe they're going to go for two. One or two doesn't matter much here. They don't have a kicker that I've seen. Wow, what a turnaround. Now the pressure goes back to the Titan offense.
Yes, can they hold for 4 minutes and 23 seconds?
Toss sweep. Davis hit at the 5, bounces off, cuts it up, and in.
Touchdown, Cardinals!
The field announcer get a little away with it.
Yeah.
Good. Score now. Cardinals 26.
28.
Titans 28.
26 with 4:23 to go.
Game, everyone.
Well, he's close to being right. It's not a brand new ball game, but with 4:23 to go, you're up 2. It's a one-play ball game.
Now the question is, if you're the Shaw coaching staff, do you risk kicking deep?
I think you have to, with the way
or
things
you're
have
onside, so it's.
Although the ball is wet.
Yeah, I'd still maybe put a hands team in there if you have to put something up in the front line, just in case.
So we'll see. Again, the Titans are playing with a banged up backfield. Tyshawn Nelson broke his shoulder last week and hasn't played. Justin Sturgill played the first quarter, threw a touchdown pass, and then I'm going to tell you something, Tom. I'm looking back. In conference play before tonight, Shaw scored 8 points.
Yeah.
I mean, and they've got 26 right now.
But I've seen them on huddle, and they were always tight end, full eye for at least half the game.
Scored 40 against Villa Angela St. Joe's. That's been their one game in double figures until tonight. 28-26.
Well, Lorain's new offense, because of Sturgill being out, Dower has 93. Lighty has 70. Chavis has 71. So we're a little bit more balanced. So you still got to control the ball now.
Cross and Cameron Davis, number 20, are deep for Lorain. Titans with 9 men up within 12 yards of the 50, expecting an onside kick. Foot into ball. It's a long high end over end kick. It's cross at the 15, 20, 25. Bounces it outside. Gets dragged down at the 26-yard line.
Down on the 25-yard line.
All righty.
So I'm sure they'll put it down on the line. That's how we've been playing. 4:18 to go.
What you need now is that long hold the ball drive.
Points would work too.
Or you can score quick. One or the other.
Points would work too. That would put you right back where you were. But barring points, you need first downs. And it's going to be on the shoulders of those 5 guys up front. Dalen gives to Savon. Savon hits the line, gets a couple and pulled down. Now there's a flag.
There's a flag.
Even as the two players that were tied up give each other 5. I think this is going to be a personal foul on Lorain. Unbelievable. No flag. That's a good call.
Waving the flag off.
And what they had Gabe Larsosa blocking on the safety down the field. And the two of them, when they heard the whistle, they stopped and patted each other on the rear end and were headed to the huddles when the flag went up in the air. Clock ticks, 4:06 to go. Now Dalen's got to watch that man. 4 minutes to go. 2nd and 8. Hand up, now's the time. Dower follows into the hole. Dower tries to bounce outside, maybe gets a yard. I'd feel much better leaving this to the disjointed offense than the defense. Quite honestly, the big play has bit the Titans in the butt all night.
Come on, Cardinal fans, it's 3rd down. Make some noise!
Let's call it 3rd and 7. Dower with 1 on that last one. I call it 7. The scoreboard calls it 8, and the field announcer had it at 6. So I'm the average.
Yeah, it got to be 7.
They switch sides. This is the student body play. Dalen cuts it up, gets nothing. Dalen not even to the, now he battles his way to the 30.
I think
Dalen
he battled all the way to
first down!
They didn't blow the whistle.
Dalen Dower may be a sophomore, but that's a man's run. Now the question is he going to get up?
There was a scrum of white shirts pushing him along. He'll jump up.
Yeah, but they might force him to come. Well, no, they're not. That was a man's run.
Was down Lorain.
They needed 7. They got 8.
36-yard line.
To the 36. We're under 3. In fact, we're under 250.
And that pushes them over 100 yards at 103 I have. So now the clock is really their favor because they got 3 downs.
But Shaw with 2 timeouts. You wonder when. Snap back. Chavis. Chavis hits the hole. Chavis with 4. Chavis with 5. What's going on is they're tackling the football, not the player. Carlos across the 40 to the 41 is going to have 5.
Makes it 2nd down, 6 yards to go.
2nd and 5 for Lorain. Clock is at 2:17 and ticking. Unless Shaw uses a timeout, we'll be well under 2 minutes when this ball is snapped. Dalen in no hurry to get to the line. Now he gets there between Chavis and Lighty.
Hands up.
Snap. Dalen's going to keep it.
Don't worry
Dalen
about
bounces
that.
it to the outside. Dalen with the first down, slides down in bounds. Wise beyond his years.
Clock should be running, but I think
they
caught
stopped
him
it because of the chains.
Okay.
Now they've spotted him short. Let's look at this. So why is the clock stopped? This official is trying to wind it. They're all trying to wind it.
3rd down and inches.
Not that it matters because we still get 25 seconds. So it's not a first down. It's 3rd and inches. This is where not having Justin Sturgill up under center hurts you. I would think you'd send Chavis behind Wilson. Whistle, timeout Lorain. Minute 16 to go.
Remaining in the game.
You can go a long way to assaulting this one away with a first down here.
And if they don't get the first down, that puts it at a 4th and 1. Do you risk a punt?
Well,
you know, I'd hate to give that ball back to that kind of an offense.
Well, but you kick it out of bounds, or do you?
Yeah.
That's what they have worked on for 2 weeks, is punting the ball out of bounds. Now they worked on it with Justin Sturgill. I don't know if they've worked on it with MJ Nolan.
Exactly.
And you think about putting Davion Dower, who's more familiar with taking a snap from center and sneaking it.
Yeah. Plus he's 215 pounds and he has maybe a little more girth to do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's the decision.
Now they're talking to Davion Dower. So he's coming out.
And he looks like he's coming out to get under center.
So Davion Dower, for the second play tonight, is going to be the quarterback. He threw an incomplete pass. Rayshawn Rogers turns and says something to him. It'll be his butt that Davion reaches underneath. There's a Small man under center. I would think he's going to bring it to the near side. Push straight ahead, first down Titans. Clear out to the 47. That'll move the sticks. It stopped for the moment at 1:12. They start the clock. Titans will have to snap it. Now there's a whistle, timeout Shaw. So there's the first timeout. I was going to say it's going to be under 50 seconds when Lorain snaps it if they don't use a timeout. Joe Box says we're going to step away for a moment, so we'll be back with more after this timeout.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
Back here at Shaw, 1:08 to go. Titans by 2. First and 10 at the 47 of Lorain. Now they switch sides. That means Dower's bringing it this way.
Hold the ball, son. Hold the ball.
Dower
Hold the ball.
Gets 2 to the 49. Timeout Shaw. So that burns their last one with 1:02 left. Now there was three whistles like a drum major was on the field. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did.
That signals the end of a soccer game. I found that out.
Oh, three sounds?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
So Shaw huddles with their coach. Titans over with Coach McFarland. Coach McFarland with a question for the referees. 1:02.
See, now you got to hold the ball. I mean, that's the only thing that can hurt you now is put the ball on the ground.
It's going to be second and maybe 8. The ball's not spotted, so I can't tell. It looks like it's going to be at the 48. Dalen tells Lighty to split out. He's going to be in the backfield behind his brother. They're going to go into victory formation. I don't think they have. There it is. They put it down. Clock winds. I don't think that the math has been done correctly, has it?
I'm on the 25 here.
Now they spot it ready for play with 45 to go, so maybe it has.
Yes, yeah.
Well, no, this is.
Now you got 35 seconds.
Okay, you got this, and then you got another one.
Right.
So it looks like the Titans will escape. Davion Dower is under center. There's nobody deep. I don't like that. Whistle. That's procedure. That stops the clock.
What kind of penalty could it be?
I would have thought that it would have been Shaw kicking the football.
No.
You know what I mean? You knock the ball away?
Yeah.
Again, meeting when a text would do.
Well, I think Shaw's moving back a little bit. Maybe the official just told
I think the officials, no flag.
But the clock stopped.
Yes, it did.
Flag on the play.
Now, there's 5 seconds. I see the back judge holding up 5 fingers. Now, so what needs to happen here? That winds the clock. It should go under 25. Now they don't have to snap it anymore. That was a little bit of a cheap shot. Titans just need to walk off now.
Yeah.
Ball hasn't been spotted for play. There's no timeouts. Titans walk to the sidelines with an 8-2 season. One of the Titans is a little bit out of hand.
You don't want to get thrown out of a game now for the playoffs coming up.
Antonio Wyatt's got a death grip on somebody, and this one belongs to the Titans. It was a struggle, Tom, but 28 for Lorain, 26 for Shaw, and they finish an 8-2 season, runners-up in the LEL.
Now, what it was 4 touchdowns and 4 touchdowns with all the extra points that Lorain scored made a difference.
Blake Bartlemy's 2-point reception, the difference. Let's go quickly through the scoring as the two teams shake hands. 6:40 to go in the first quarter. It was Davion Dower after a turnover, a 6-yard pass from Justin Sturgill. There was a one-hander. Bartlemy's kick made it 7-0. In the second quarter, Justin Sturgill went to the bench and would not return with a high ankle sprain. He was replaced by Dalen Dower in the Wildcat, and from there, things took a weird turn. Dalen threw his only pass of the night in 3 quarters, and it was a 28-yard pass to his brother Davion for a touchdown. Bartlemy again, and it's 14-0. However, Shaw returned the kick 88 yards, and it was 14-6. Then with 1:39 seconds to go in the half, Shaw on a 15-yard pass made it 14-12. Again, the conversion no good. It looks like that was going to be how we ended up, but from the Wildcat, Tyshawn Lighty took a handoff right off of the guard straight ahead for 57 yards and a touchdown. It was 20-12, and if things weren't crazy enough, a fumbled snap led to the fire call, and MJ Nolan threw the conversion pass to Blake Bartlemy, 22-12 at the half. Shaw scored with 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Titans didn't do anything except hold the ball and get penalized from here to the public square. But it was a 38-yard pass on a beautifully thrown ball by Washington. It was 22-18, as again the conversion was no good. And the Titans came back on a long drive. Dalen Dower capped it on student body right with a 12-yard run, and it was followed. The Titans turned the ball over on their 20. And on third down, Shaw attempted a pass, and Tyshawn Lighty went back at the goal line, pulled it down, ran 200 yards for an 80-yard return, and the Titans were in business on the 20 and took it in 3 plays with Dower capping it off. The run failed, and it was 28-18. Shaw with 4:23 to go, a 67-yard pass made it 28-26, and made it 28-24. The run made it 28-26. The only conversion of the night for Shaw, and the Titans held the ball the rest of the game following the kickoff. And there's a lot of people to praise. Most of all, the coaching staff for their adaptability.
Exactly.
But also, the offensive line. Because there was nobody in the second half that thought we were going to throw the ball.
You're right. Everyone knew what we were going to do.
We didn't throw the ball the entire second half. And we still went on some drives and moved the ball. I mean, it wasn't the 50 points we're used to scoring a game. This is the lowest output they've had this year.
Well,
first time under 30.
They still had the 276 yards total, but 9 different people touched the football.
276 yards this week. Last week, Dalen had 236 from scrimmage.
By himself, yes.
So the Titans finish up 8-2. We await the word on the playoffs. We anticipate Toledo Whitmer, who just finished 10-0, being number 1 in the region, and Lorain being number 8. But until Joe Itel crunches the numbers tomorrow, we won't know. But for Club TV 20 and Joe Bach and
whoever else is left,
for Tom Bauer, this is Jay Ferguson. It's a great night to be a Titan, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.